This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and that might be the most appropriate opening for this figure. Standing before us, we have the Transformers Universe version of Beast Wars Silverbolt. And I think this was back around 2000, maybe 2003, when he came out. As you can see, he's got a pretty wild color scheme compared to the previous release, or the original release, and also compared to the BotCon exclusive version, who has a different name that I can't think of at the time. But yes, as you can see, our Transformers Universe version of Silverbolt is mostly purple, with the Dayglow kind of green yellow here on his flanks and even his eyes. Some red and black back there, and if you look at the wings up here, the top and the wings, we kind of see this veiny stuff, which I almost kind of feel like this might be like energon crackling on him to a certain extent. Now, the reason why I say that is there is a backstory for these figures, and it is simply this. And unfortunately, I do not have the back for this one. I had to search online, mostly on eBay, to find boxed figures to get this. And I am going to swear to you right now, I was positive that there was an information backstory on the character specifically for the boxes, but I could not find it. All I found were the tri-language packaging. Like I said, I would have sworn that when I had bought this figure, it actually had character-specific story on it as well. I'm going to read the backstory here. Again, I won't be popping it up because I don't have it myself. In the distant future, the evil Unicron wages a final war for ultimate control of the universe, summoning a vast army of Decepticon forces from across time and space. Responding quickly, Optimus Primal gathers his own army of heroic Autobot forces and marches into battle against the aggressors. As the enemy's sides clash in the biggest war the universe has ever seen, their bodies emit a powerful radiation known as energon. Little do they know that Unicron is secretly harvesting this mysterious force to increase his own strength. So Transformer Universe itself actually had kind of its own little backstory going on there. I thought that this guy had his backstory on there. And this version of Silverbolt, I thought, had actually chosen to join the evil side in order to be with Black Arachnia, instead of the classic Beast Wars story where Black Arachnia joined the Maximals to be with Silverbolt. But as I said, every time I found a boxed one online, they were always the tri-language ones, and it only had the Unicron story. But yeah, that's why I was saying, like, kind of like energon crackling. That's what this kind of makes me think of. Although the gray color, or the silver color, I guess it is more, doesn't quite fit with energon. And if you watched my, what was it? Not the Age of the Primes, but the current Legacy version of Silverbolt, the Beast mode in the original toy is superior looking to the current version, just because it isn't as gangly looking, and while you're not going to mistake this for a real animal, I still think it does a better job of looking like a real animal than the new version. Now with this guy though, we do have articulation. The wings do fold up and down. You can go all the way straight with these. Though generally speaking, when I would display him, it would be like that. His front legs rotate, and they can rotate all around except for the wings get in the way when they're like that. But if you lift it, you can still get a full 360 out of it. And of course, you can hinge them outwards. He has a single joint in the elbow. And nicely enough, his claws open and close a little bit. Not a lot, mind you. You know, this is like the full extent. Well, I guess that is a lot. And then the close is like that. And that's what I mean by not a lot, because that's as far as it goes. But that does allow you some pretty dynamic posing on the front legs. And on the back legs, you know, we can get the full 360 there. And we do have the single joint at the knee on the back. However, when you do move that, it does pull the arm out of position. So if you're careful, if you watch this, and kind of hold the arm in place, you can keep it from popping out, and then the leg can go straight and bend that far before it becomes awkward. Unfortunately, the mouth does not open or anything. However, and this is going to suck trying to find these afterwards, The cool feature, again, remember, action features were a thing in the past. You pull his tail. These two buttons press, and you launch his little feather missiles. Or feather swords, I guess, technically, also is what they get used for. Of course, that also works in robot mode. Speaking of which, in order to transform him, let's see if I can remember. First thing, we pull the arms out, the front paws out, and swing them down. There is a hole here and a tab there, or a pin there, so you can push those together. Straighten the knees. Open the feet, and honestly, I kind of felt the best way to do that with this guy is to kind of open them up most of the way and then push them down on the table to get them in a more usable position. Although he is going to be back heavy no matter what you do. Next, back here, this ridge, pull that out and forward. Oh, my dumbass, sorry. You can't pin that together until after you pull the head all the way down. So you want to get the legs down. Oh, he is an Autobot. Never mind. I thought he was a Decepticon in this version. Okay. So I must be 100% wrong on my little story. So once you get the head down, then you connect the legs together and then push this in place. Now, throw this out here. There is a slot and his crotch has a little tabby thing. So you can push that into place there. Yeah, I could have sworn, like I said, I could have sworn there was a backstory where he joined the Decepticons to be with Black Arachnia. You rotate his head up. Close this chest piece there. Now we take the back legs here, pull them apart, and they swing wide. And as you move them forward, you twist that up, or actually if you just hold that in place, it'll twist itself, and snap that in. Push the front legs or the back paws back. You will feel them kind of lock in place, and now you have his robot hands. Last but not least, we can push this down a little bit here just to kind of get it out of the way, and then we can push the tail down. I'm not entirely sure why he seems to be leaning to one side. What the heck? Okay, weird. I don't remember having problems posing the original version. Like, it looks like... Alright, well, let's... There we go. That was awkward. So with his robot mode, you have, of course, the different choices of the wings. Usually with the transformation, they show the wings up like this out of the way. Now, of course, like I was saying, if you have the wings down, though, you can still pull on the tail to close the wings together, which will activate those buttons. You can also just press those to work the feature. And his little feather missiles also become his swords. I really like the color scheme on this one. It's kind of trippy and definitely not natural, but I think it looks cool. Now again, this is where I will admit, I do think the new version of Silverbolt done for the Legends line is superior in robot mode than this one is. I have no problem admitting that, especially since in that one, the wings actually do fold all the way back, so they're behind them and look more cartoon accurate. That being said, let's talk about his articulation. Believe it or not, there is a swivel here under the head. Under the head. he can look towards his left. No, yeah, his left. He can look towards his left and towards his right. But it is hard to move it. There's no up and down unless you pull that out. Then you can kind of go down, but that looks weird. So I wouldn't recommend it for a pose. The wings, again, fold up and down. And it can come together to shoot. The arms are on a ball joint, so they can spin all around, especially with the arms up out of the way. But if you have the arm down, obviously it's going to collide. Now again, this looks kind of weird with the way the foot hangs back there. We have technically a double joint in the elbow here. Now first we have a ball joint here, which allows us to spin and fold it like this. But of course, if we pull out the foot, we can get kind of that double joint there. But again, that just ends up looking weird. So you're probably not going to want to do that. There is no waist swivel, no ab crunch. However, since the feet were the front legs, you can kick forward quite a bit. You can kick back quite a bit, and you can kick out real well, like so. I'm just going to say this now. I would not be opposed to Hasbro doing a repaint of the Legacy Silverbolt into these colors and putting it out there, just because it's just such a trippy color scheme, man. It's just so weird. I love it. And I wouldn't mind seeing this done again. But I don't think Hasbro's going to do that, because that was one of the weird things with the Transformer Universe line. Pretty much everybody in that line was some kind of weird repaint looking thing. And they did like 2 versions of the Beast Machines Black Arachnia in there. One was, of course, just Black Arachnia, and the other one was called Crystal Widow. And she came in a 2-pack with the absolute worst Transformer from the Unicron trilogy. Anybody who has collected the Transformers Unicron series knows exactly who I'm talking about when I say the worst Transformer in the series. And if you remember the name, mention it below. And if you don't, I'm sure somebody else will say it. But again, I mean, let's just look at this. Aside from the fact that the wings don't fold all the way back, this is still a really nice looking figure. The tail does cover up a lot of the problems on the back. So again, this would be great to see this version, this repaint done in the current line. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Besides the fact that I really like this color scheme, what do you guys think of it, honestly? And if you've enjoyed my nonsense, please feel free to subscribe. I thank you for watching. Peace and love.